All right, one more before late night, Cappy, and I'm doing a victory lap on this one. I've mentioned it before, but if you didn't know who the mouse was on the front, that is Slowpoke Rodriguez. This is when we could have fun and actually have true diversity in our cartoons. There was Speedy Gonzalez. He was the fastest mouse in all of Mexico, and he always tried to escape Sylvester the cat. But then a couple episodes he had is his cousin Slowpoke Rodriguez, which is the mouse there. And Slowpoke Rodriguez was always really slow. Senor, ¿dónde está el pussy gato? And he'd always get captured by Sylvester because Rodriguez was slow. But he would always escape Sylvester because on his small frame, he had a 6-shooter the size of his body, and he'd just shoot him. This is when we were allowed to have guns. We would know that, yeah, kids are probably not going to grab a 6-shooter and shoot the cat until Democrats came along. And I'm not even joking about that. And it fascinates me. And you'll have to forgive me because I had no idea my 50s, which I'm only like halfway through, like 50. I'm not even 51 yet. Not halfway through my 50s. I'm just 6 months into 50. I didn't realize how awesome my 50s would be when all the assholes and short-sighted people, or my friends who just were, I don't know, normies. Like, you were so short-sighted. You thought I was a wackadoo. You thought I was, you just got to stop being so Republican. I'm sorry. Once again, I didn't know I was a radical Republican, like advocating low taxes, a balanced budget, limited immigration, or radical libertarian where I really want you to leave me the fuck alone. I remember getting my first AR-15, what do you need that for? This is coming from Republicans. I don't, he's getting an AR-15. I don't know about that. Oh my God, let me pull my pinky finger out of my asshole a little bit more. And for the longest time, in many ways, of course, whether it was school and you're not popular, because you got to be popular, got to have the right shoes. Christianity, dad was a pastor. So, of course, I was going to burn in hell if I didn't believe in the hippie-looking dude with long hair nailed to the cross. All of you guys are pretty much lied to about women. But just be yourself and be nice. And maybe she got hit by a truck. Look up my article. No, she did not get hit by a truck. But I remember, especially you sanctimonious, smug, know-it-all, preppy little assholes from the suburbs of the Twin Cities. You thought you knew so much. We're majoring in sociology, and you got to understand with your parents paying for your fucking espressos. You fucking smug know-it-alls. I remember getting kicked out of a party because someone, not me, I didn't start it, started a discussion about politics. I fucking ended it, and I was asked to leave. Well, I was kind of told to leave. And everyone knew better than me, and I was the fascist, and I was the Nazi. You guys heard the story before. Well, here we are. Everything I predicted has come true. And now, having your lofty little beliefs, dismissing me, mocking me, ridiculing me, or just like, oh my God, he's just a little wackadoo. Now that you guys have kids in the public schools, now that you're paying taxes, now that you're paying, what's great? I know a couple people still live in the Twin Cities and they own homes. Well, they don't own the homes, they rent it from the city, which I told you, God, when I was 27, 28? 22 years ago, I told you that? I don't mind paying taxes to help out the people, the widow people. Why are you such a racist? What does that have to do? I remember a teacher, and he was married to a teacher wife. And he was almost going to punch me and get in a fight because I said we should privatize the schools because it was better education. And his argument was, what about all the people who went to school? How are they going to get their better education? I'm like, buddy, they can't because that was in the past. So what should we do? Limit ourselves to the success? Like we can't be more successful or provide better for our future children than what people had in the past? He was going to fight me over it. Right there. Of all, today is special because now it, you Slowpoke Rodriguezes of the world, you normie conformie inferiors, just me. What? It wasn't crying wolf. It's like a mythical Cassandra. That's what it was. The mythical Cassandra was a Greek gal, and she could see the future. She tried to warn people, but her curse was no one would believe her. So you tell it's going to happen. No one, and I don't know. Did they call mythical Cassandra names? Did they call her a fascist? Did they kick her out of parties? And God, it was infuriating back then. It was just infuriating. And now here we are. And you guys get to reap what you sow. I don't know what it's like having kids in this world. I can fathom what the good aspects of having kids because I have nieces and nephews, and that's the fun part, obviously. But what's that like knowing that what you voted for and allowed to happen to the country, where the point now people are getting shot when they just want to speak their mind and not about terribly dramatic things, radical things. What's it like where you could get fired now because you said something naughty on the internet, which used to be an exclusive thing the leftists would do to the right. And now it looks like it's happening to the leftists by actually just kind of moderate people, or people just want to run a business. Where your kids going to go to school? They can't afford housing. Hey, remember all you Gen Xers like, follow your heart, money will follow. And you millennials, you did the same because you believed the bullshit your parents were telling you. And now we have a bunch of journalism majors, political science majors, philosophy majors, none of which can build a house. And there's no housing? Huh. Remember that guy, Barack Obama, you elected? He was going to wave his magic half-black dick around, and the world would just heal, and we'd all be millionaires. Remember that? Remember his magical black penis? Oh, my God. The magical black penis of Barack Obama. And now everything will be great. And the birds would go, that budget thing? Remember when you thought you could print off stimmy checks? Though this was under Trump. And that inflation wasn't going to occur because Paul Krugman said so. And I was just a mean, poopy head fascist for saying, no, it's going to cause inflation. Do you remember any of that? Well, now it doesn't matter whether you figure it out or not. It doesn't matter because the younger generation is. I've heard several anecdotal stories. What do they say? Charlie Kirk made 12 million. Charlie Kirk's. I don't know where they got the 12 million figure from. But there are stories of young kids who witnessed his murder, right, on the internet, and then saw the Democrat reaction, which was largely celebratory. And if it was, we don't approve violence and that was bad, and our condolences to the Kirk family, you're liars. We know who you are. You're liars. And after all, and then, did you blame the guns instead of the generation of children or adults that you raised to hate other people and have them instilled with the victimhood virus and nothing is their fault and that they're going to save the world and they had a savior complex? And then when their college degree didn't result in a job, some of them resorted to violence or just tearing down the system. Yeah, those guys might have been wrong. Anyway, people are starting to realize who the real enemy is. And it's the younger generation. They've seen this appalling behavior on the left. And I'm sure there are some genuine Democrats out there, even some Democrat politicians who may actually condemn this. But I think most of you condone it. Oh, Cenk Uygur, the fat piece of shit Buffalo trust fund baby. He came out and says, we need to sell that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You dude, for 20 years, you've been radicalizing these young people that hate America. Okay? Fuck you, you fat fucking pig. God Christ. That was rich. Stephen King. I apologize. I didn't mean it. No, yeah, you did, Steve. Yeah, you did. Fuck you, boomer. Hey, you guys want to read books that are written by an author that doesn't hate you? Go, unless you're Stephen King, I hate you. So don't read my book, Stephen. I got books. Maybe you want your money not to go to someone who hates you. Yeah, these younger people are realizing it. And what was it? Reen said that a couple of his friends want to go to church now. This shit traumatized some people, I think. Another guy in the comment section, I believe, was telling me how his daughter saw it. And she was a big leftist, and now she's like swearing off the Democrat Party. A lot of young people swearing off the Democrat Party. Your behavior was so atrocious, so vile. I think people had it. And I think this was just the snowflake that caused the avalanche. This was a pretty big snowflake murdering someone in broad daylight. It was a pretty big snowflake where you celebrated it. But I don't know. You look at all the snow they accumulated, like, oh, the guy that murdered the girl on the subway because she was white. What else? Joey Biden not being there, obviously, and being a puppet. Oh, what else? There's all this bullshit. Oh, having to force politics into everything, everybody's life, ruining our fun with ugly fat chicks in our video games and girl bosses and all. Everything has to be political. Oh, doing cancel culture. Hey, leftists, how you like that cancel culture? Yeah, that's what you've been doing to conservatives, normal people for about 10 years now. And I don't know. Maybe, see, I was always smarter than my teachers because they could never explain to me beyond third grade logic. Like, I'd have third grade logical questions like, well, how does Jesus die? Because I went to a Lutheran school. I said, well, how does that's a lot of suffering. 3 days on the cross, all the humans of the world? And how much pain, if I steal somebody's bike, like how much pain does that cause Jesus on the cross? They could never answer those questions. And I gotta imagine similarly, tell me again how letting 50 million immigrants in the country, legal and illegal, but especially the illegal ones, especially under Biden, would just you open up the border. How many? 17 million? How does that help poor people find living wage jobs? Like the third grade logic, no, that's an invasion. You're just letting them in there so that you could get votes because I think everyone's finding out the Democrats have been the bad guy this entire time. Oh my gosh, doobie dabby. You mean what Aaron said 30 fucking years ago? It's like, welcome to the party, pal. And I'm not even talking to fuck you people my age and older. Holy fucking shit. How long does it take you to get your heads out of your ass? That's why really largely I only speak to people under 40 because they're the ones who got a future ahead of them that might fucking listen and make something out of their lives. If you're 50, you still got student loans. You're like, I need Democrats because they have to live, white people and the masculine patriarchy. Get the fuck out of here. Men are inherently bad. That's another one. I don't know. Do young 20-something men want beautiful women? Do you women want masculine men? Well, we don't have any of those in the Democrat Party. Here's David Hogg, whatever his name is. I think all the lies. Oh, and then my favorite, big is beautiful. All these lies that just go against common sense and always against people's best interests, Democrat or Republican. I'm just talking American citizens' lives. Everything bad. I'm not saying the Republicans are batting 1,000 either, but pretty much everything bad that ruined the lives of young people and made your lives shit has come from the Democrats. And now you're murdering people. maybe not the Democrat Party itself, but the little Frankenstein monsters and the kids they brainwashed? Yes. Yes, they have. You've turned them into little communist Frankenstein monsters who want to destroy the country. They like Stasi agents. They report everyone. Oh, you got to fire him. Oh my God, I can't believe we got to debank them. They're psychopaths. You raised a bunch of psychopaths who just think they're the only people in the world and they must go on this crusade, and that anyone who's a Republican is an actual fascist? Are you kidding me? But that's a pretty standard take for Democrats, right? My favorite is like, let's just let everybody into the country. Well, you see, we need them. We need them because otherwise, who's going to do that job? I don't know. Maybe you pay higher wages to Americans. They just want more votes. And then you all wonder why housing's expensive. This was so impalpable, unpalpable, intolerable, so obvious, so glaring. Now everyone sees it. And what's great is you look at like AOC, like actual, professional Democrats, like Elizabeth Warren, who's for a unrealized capital gains tax, which the average person doesn't understand what that is, but that's a really sure way to make sure everyone's pension, grandma's pension, doesn't get funded. That's a really great way to destroy the economy. And then AOC, oh my God, I don't think she's faking it. It's not like she's a TikTok girl faking being stupid to get clicks. She's that fucking stupid. And then all the Democrat people on the interwebs, including notables like Stephen King, and celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. That's enough. Oh, some people are just outright calling for violence. Wasn't Hassan Piker calling for that? I could be wrong, but I watched a video. He was on Joe Rogan. Am I wrong about that? And I think people who maybe weren't all that excited about politics one way or the other, kind of the mask fell off 50 fucking years late, as far as I could tell, but it finally fell off. And oh my God, behind the mask is some vile, evil people who at the end of the day, what motivates the Democrats is they just don't want to work for a living. And they'll do anything and everything, including selling this country down the road so they can be popular and get votes. The United Kingdom, they just allowed 16-year-olds to vote. You shouldn't have 18-year-olds voting. You should be 25 to vote, unless you served in the military, in which case there'd be an exemption. They want to import a bunch of immigrants so that the Democrats can be in power forever. Forget what it does to low wages that are already low. Forget what it does for entry-level wages. Forget what it does to housing. Forget that it ain't your fucking country. They need to be, they're no different than the slave traders in Africa that sold not their fellow tribesmen into slavery. They would sell warring tribes into slavery to not the colonists. I guess what would it be? The slave trade, the ship people, slave traders. That's what it'd be. That's all they're doing is selling your future, because Hillary Clinton never wanted to work a day in her life. Joe Biden never did. He was in office since he was in college. And they'll do anything and everything to avoid having to get a real job. And that includes fucking this country up because it's popular. And I think maybe now you guys are starting to realize that here's how the Democrats do it. They got 50 years. Oh, they might get another 50 years. It depends if America really wakes up and realizes what the scam is. But they basically said, free shit, vote for me. And everyone's like, oh, free shit? I love free shit. You're like, yeah. And you know what's great or what's bad about free shit? Yeah, you don't work. You know what happens when you don't work? You don't produce shit. Like, oh, I don't know, housing, cars, food. How do we pay for the free shit if they aren't producing as much or there's not as much tax? We'll print off money. So there's less shit being produced and we printed off more money, and you wonder why there's inflation. You don't even have to have an intricate understanding of how money printing causes inflation. When you look, how many generations in your family do you need to collect welfare and be in Section 8 before you realize, hey, you know what? Maybe these Democrat policies aren't really helping us too much. But free shit. Oh, free shit. You say, oh, I forgot about the free shit. I thought getting shot at and having my semi truck stolen out of my trailer park and dealing with the meth heads in Wyoming, I thought that was pretty bad. But then you mentioned the free shit. I said, well, that's totally worth suffering all this. But it's not enough free shit to actually make me wealthy or even financially stable. Just enough for me to stay alive to vote for Democrats some more, but continue living this miserable life. So you just basically keep me alive enough to torture me so I vote Democrat. Yep. But free shit, you say. I don't have to work. No, you don't have to work. Okay. I wish to continue this miserable existence and vote Democrat, please. And even with the allure of free shit, which frankly, at the end of the day, costs you everything. It costs you everything. Then if you just got a fucking job, didn't have kids you couldn't afford, didn't commit more crime, didn't major in dumb shit, spent less than you made, you'd be fine. You'd have a way better life. Oh, no, that requires work. Oh, my God, work or learning math and saving my money? Oh, that's what fascists would say. Oh, no, the Democrats offered me free shit. Ooh, look, a shitty-ass apartment in Cabrini Green where the toilets don't flush and there's bullet holes. I'll take this over working a real job any day. It's free shit. So, man, people will tolerate the worst shit as long as you make it free shit. But even that, people are starting to realize, yeah, I'm sick and tired of being poor, and you Democrats haven't gotten one person out of poverty, except for Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and Barack Obama. Those guys got black people out of poverty. Got 3 black people out of poverty themselves. 3 whole people got it. Oh, Oprah too. Don't forget Oprah got herself out. More free shit. It got for you. It got for you. Dumb fucking pig. Well, she's not that dumb. She's brilliant, actually. She's very intelligent with how she hoodwinked all the women of America. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, my God. More money, Oprah. Why am I sad and alone and poor? Anyway, they promised you free shit. You dumb fucks believed it. For what is it? What is this now? 65 is the great society. That's when the welfare state. What are we at? We're at 70 years? We're at 60 years. 60 years. 60 years. We should have wiped out poverty. Oh, it is just more of it. Oh, you know what's going to solve it? Immigrants and shooting Charlie Kirk. That's when we got to bash the fash. It's Trump. And when that final snowflake where you assassinated Charlie, on top of all the other bullshit where you've taken away the culture, you've taken away pretty sexy people, you made everything ugly, you hate people who are hardworking and productive, everybody needs a bailout, everyone gets stimmy checks. What was Biden, God almighty. To me, that's like, dude, the guy didn't know what he was doing. And you go, no, he's fine. He's fine. He's perfectly all right. And then I think the cancel culture. I think that was it all added up, and now you got an avalanche. And now you got people running from the Democrat Party, and they're younger. And there might actually be hope for younger people who don't but God almighty, you could just say, I don't know why I didn't mention this before. I didn't think of this before. All you have to do is look what the Democrats did to the millennials. Give us $200,000 of your money for a worthless degree. Give Democrat leftist socialist professors your money. Go into debt for it. Here's your worthless degree. And if you can't find a job, it's not us who just hoodwinked you out of $200,000. It's Donald Trump and the Republicans in the Senate. You know what you should do? You should go murder them and burn their cities down. And just like when I was in the 3rd grade, I'm like, yeah, this Jesus thing doesn't add up. Not adding up to me. Young people are starting to realize, no, it doesn't add up. And by the way, it's very, guys, the stances the left has tried to take are so absurd. Big is beautiful. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. We need immigrants. We need more people to come into our country when people can barely make a living wage now. Starting to sound like an old school Democrat now that I think about it. Even they know. And how you just hoodwinked those poor millennials. Holy shit. Not to mention, the Zoomers are looking at all the boomers, the boomers, the Xers, and the millennials. I'm like, you guys are all fucking losers. You're miserable. You're divorced. Everyone hates each other. You're fat. You're tatted up. You're ugly. No one's happy. Why the fuck should we take advice from you? And if you look at it like, oh, yeah, they mostly follow Democrat advice. Follow your heart, money will follow. You're entitled to free shit. More? Did we mention the free shit? Just as long as you're a fat girl boss, bitch babe, with a bunch of tattoos and purple hair. They're not believing it anymore. The mask has fallen off. And now you're resorting to violence and you're celebrating it on the internet. And that's it. It's going to be a long time. Now, look, if you guys got the control of the public schools, the Democrats have control of the public schools, which means they have control of the children, right? Because the Democrats also convince you not to raise your children, right, ladies? You had to go be a girl boss and get your master's degree and be in debt and make your $30,000 a year and barely pay it off. And oh my God, I spend more on daycare than I do when I make my job. But I'm a girl boss and I'm more important than my children, right? They actually convinced mothers to abandon their children in daycare. That's not Republicans. And no, Republicans are not like, get your ass back into the kitchen. It's like, no, if you're going to have kids, somebody ought to stay home and take care of the kids. Typically the mother, but not always. Depends on who makes more money. That's a Democrat thing. Democrats want to destroy the nuclear family. That Democrats own all that shit. Democrats are, oh, that was the other one. The pro-criminals. We just let criminals go. Look at the Hennepin County DA. Go look at any Democrat-controlled county or city. They love their fucking criminals. Look at what they did to George Floyd. They made murals out of him. Yes, he was a criminal. He had a criminal record. Oh, and then the guy that stabbed the girl. You girls, remember all the immigrants? Although this guy probably wasn't an immigrant. Remember how they're soft on crime and these people just aren't understood? And then the guy takes the knife and stabs her in her neck. Did you see that video too? Oh, Democrats are probably like, oh, how can we get him off? They already have a fundraiser for the guy, by the way. Don't believe your eyes, kids. Yeah, it was enough. That was enough. And you are, the Democrats, you are the party of evil. I said it before in the previous video. There are still some good Democrats who thinks it's 1976. And the Democrats are the Labor Party. And they're for good wages in the union. No, they're not. The Democrats, if you look at them, are a bunch of trust fund babies. Look it up. Look up Mark Dayton. Look up Barack Obama. Look up Joey Biden, although presidents usually do come from privileged backgrounds. So you got me there. Republican or Democrat, that's true. Look at Dean Phillips. He ran for office and then got bored. Ocasio-Cortez. Look at them all. Rich bitches. Every single one of them. There might be one or two Democrats who work for a living. Tulsi Gabbard served in the military, and then she joined the Republicans. Probably couldn't handle the bullshit. But you're just an evil fucking organization. I've been saying it forever. But because you said free shit, everyone thought I was the bad guy. They promised you this dream they could never deliver on, that you don't have to work. The Life of Julia, right? By Barack Dickless Obama. Here, everything's taken care of, and she never contributes anything to the world. It's like, who's going to make the food? Who's going to do nuclear engineering so we got electricity and electrical grid? Oh, no, you could just do whatever you want. We'll take care of your single kid, or you're a single mom and take care. Yeah, no, you don't have to do. There's no responsibility with it. None of that. None of that. Wow, did it come true? It didn't come true. I thought he had the magic black penis and he just waved it over the land. And then everything was going to come out great. You mean it didn't come out great? And this is what happened to the black community, black men, not black women. They're still brainwashed. Black men said this last election, although it was crescendo, it was going up. Black men said, I'm sick and tired of being poor. They didn't pledge allegiance to the Republican Party, but they definitely left the Democrat Party. And if I might tip my hat and give credit where credit's due, there's a lot of good black influencers out there like Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels, rest his soul. Who else? There's one, he's always got a hat. That doesn't narrow it down. The great one likes him. There are, Coach Greg Adams. There are many influencers. Ed Lattimore. We could go on. We're like, no, man. I want to work for a living. No, I don't want to live in the ghetto no more. I'm going to join the military and get out of this mess. I'm going to go make something of myself. Actually, matter of fact, I think that's exactly what Ed did. Ed did join the military. I think he went into boxing. Computer physics ed, or what was it? It wasn't some pussy shit degree. It's like physics with a computer science back. It's something up there with the high IQ people. They got sick of it. And young people are getting sick of it. And now you are fucking cartoon evil. You're like Megatron. You're a fucking James Bond villain. Oh, that's another snowflake I forgot. Trying to get kids to be trans, maybe leave the kids the fuck alone. Look, you had an audience with people like me and libertarians and kind of open-minded Republicans. Like, yeah, there's gay people and maybe they're trans, but let them be. But Jesus Christ, can you at least wait till they're like 18? Can you stop teaching? This Tim Walz has done. I think they have to have their pronouns taught to them by the 3rd grade. Now, I don't know if that's like, you normally have to have the use of what are pronouns because that's part of the English language. But I'm wondering if they're like trying to force, because you gotta look out for those conservative media sites that also lie. But all you guys are all you teachers are all about, are you gay? Are you no, he's 7. Just let him play with the fucking truck. When he's 16, maybe we have this conversation. And you know what? Then cool. There's nothing wrong with it. Just let him, that's his choice. But could you leave the 9-year-olds alone, maybe? You're just fucking evil. I don't know. Look, I can understand an old school rank and file socialist, which is why I have like this odd little bit of respect for Bernie Sanders. Because the fucker just doesn't want to work for a living, right? That's all he wants. Look at him. He never worked for a living. I think he was a carpenter apprentice for like 6 months. He couldn't do it because it was real work, and then he became mayor. So, but he's honest. I think we owe people a living. I don't think he's like, and let's cut kids' junk off. I don't think he ever said, I don't think he thought like, wait, what? No, and I don't know. I'm not in Vermont. Has he ever been for that? Like, hey, yeah, trans kids. Or is he, I think he just wants other people's money, right? Like an old school ethical socialist. He just wants to steal. But once you went into what drove the wackadoo shit? Why that? And man, I guess if you're providing free shit, your accountants inevitably figure out, yeah, this doesn't work. There's no such thing as free shit. We need a scapegoat. I know the Republicans, capitalism, America, white males, the patriarchy. Oh my God, cisgendered. Oh, you mean the people working and paying the taxes so you can pay the free shit? And that, I understand the political motivations to have a scapegoat, but man, you guys have no fucking morals. None whatsoever. And now it's showing. You become a goddamn freak show. And now, oh yeah, murder's good according to some of you. You celebrate it. Holy shit. You throw all that in, the anti-free speech, the kids and the trans and the things and the stuff, shooting people, celebrating, that's a bit, admittedly, more of your radical elements. Nothing's our fault, everything, and never fucking delivering a single tangible increase or result to your constituents. Just here's some more free money to keep you alive to the next government check. Don't do anything. Sit here in squalor and misery and poverty. Waste your life, but don't do anything. Whatever you do, just keep voting for us next time, all right? Meanwhile, fucking Nancy Pelosi and Jesse, you think Jesse Jackson didn't eat caviar? You think he was poor? Think he was down, suffering in the cause? You're fucking scum. And now people see it. I want to say a special heart fuck you to the Democrats for ruining the country and being the evil fucking scumbags you are. I also want to say fuck you to the sheep who didn't listen to me and are just now like, hey, señor, un momento, por favor. Los Democratos, I think they are evil. No. But they said they were the party of tolerance. They said they were the good guys, and they backed it up by giving you free shit financed by other people's money. They couldn't be. They were the love. Remember this? Remember Justin Trudeau and this? Remember this? Wow. The bad guys lied about being good and the good guys being bad, huh? Who would have thought? I'm glad some of you are waking up. This does not mean you will find your salvation in the Republican Party, right? Your salvation comes from you. All work, all production, all standards of living come from people. Now, here's where the Democrats might be right. We ought to have a talk with the corporations about outsourcing jobs overseas and not paying a living wage. We should also get rid of the bachelor's required, master's preferred. That's a different discussion, although Democrats like that. But the way you got into this problem in the first place is you thought there was some magic where we could just have free shit and not have to work real jobs. Meanwhile, people who work in the trades are kicking ass and taking names. People in engineering kicking ass and taking names. People who did the boring shit accounting kicking ass and taking names. You guys can have that too. And I suggest you take it because that's your only way out. I don't know how many more generations of people have to live in poverty under Democrat welfare for you to realize that they just wasted their lives and were poor the entire time and envious and angry and because other people had more money the Democrats told them to be. You can have happiness. No, another way you can have happiness, if you're in shape and hot and you have sex. Oh my God. But sex is evil and men are evil. Yeah, that's what the Democrats told you. Right. But have you tried this? Just hear me out. What if you were in shape and had sex with good-looking people? Would you be happier? I bet you would be. So if you had a real job, and here's a third thing you could do. Okay, hear me out. This is just crazy. Okay. So step one, everyone loses weight and you start having sex because that doesn't really require a job. Matter of fact, if you don't have a job, you'll have less food, so it's easier to stay thin. Ask me how I know. Then if you stop majoring in bullshit and went into sensible things like the trades or whatever, then you make some money. And then you would say, oh, look at all this money, but we gotta pay taxes to pay for the welfare state. Well, here's another idea. What if you voted to get rid of the welfare state? Like, I don't know, by voting Republican. Wow, then you'd have even more money. You know, a fourth thing you could do? Maybe you could have kids and live on one income. Wow, radical fucking shit. Quick, somebody assassinate them. Zoomers can have that. The millennials, if you change, like Tom Brady after the halftime in the Seattle's Patriots Super Bowl, you could win this game. The last half of your life could count. But you got to realize the Democrats have been lying to you this entire time, and they fed it to you like a heroin addict gives you the first shot for free. They told you free shit, and you believe that. Then they fed you full of bullshit that somehow you're moral, they're moral, and that those people over there are the assholes, and they need to be murdered, and we need to cancel them, we need to be destroyed. Or maybe the Democrats are really the bad guys, and they just wanted your votes and said, nothing's your fault. We'll give you free shit if you keep voting us in. You think Nancy Pelosi gives a shit how many poor Californians she's kept in poverty this entire time? You think she gives a fuck? She doesn't give a fuck. She's got billions of dollars. Let me know when she passes away how much of that is donated to charity, by the way. Let me know how much that actually goes to reach to the poor people. But you Zoomers, you don't have to tolerate this. You don't. Not in your personal lives. You don't have to be the fat, tatted up pig ladies with the pink hair like, I'm a girl boss and I'm a feminist and I don't hate men. I just really, really dislike them and yell at them all the time and blame them for all my problems. But you don't have to be that. Guys, you don't have to be the soy boy acoustic guitar playing music therapy major who someday might run a millennial burger joint and charge $30 for some mid burgers that goes bankrupt. You can go to the gym, lift weights, get sexy. Matter of fact, I'd do that before you go to college. None of you have to major in bullshit and be poor. And you know what? If you vote the right way, you don't have to pay 38% in taxes, which is the average that everybody pays in this country. Average. Guess what? You pay more in Democrat towns. And you know what? You don't have to have illegal aliens here. You can send them home. And then maybe some housing might free up. And I don't know. I'm no economist, but if there's like 25 million less people in the country, maybe wages would go up. Does that make more sense than, the evil patriarchy and the white man and the ghost of Ronald Reagan is oppressing you? Does it make more sense what I write? And doesn't it sound more fun? Hey, guys, young men, lend me ears. Would you like to have hot chicks in your video games again? Would you like to have did the Republicans really put any politics into their television? Or did the Democrats do? I think the Democrats did that, right? Right? I'm sure somewhere in history there must have been like a conservative show or something like that. But I'm pretty sure all your media has been strictly from the Democrats' mouths, right? CNN, MSNBC, right? All the newspapers, right? You're bad for being American. You got to give more money to the world. Oh, no, global world. Oh, God, don't even get started about that. We're all going to die. Quick, don't make babies. Don't drive cars. Take the bus. Get stabbed by a crazy guy because he happened to be a white girl from Bulgaria. You don't have to tolerate it. You just got to vote it out. And I'm glad the final group appears. So fuck you to the Democrats. I give you lots of hope, and I hope you younger generations don't go through the shit that we did. You could change it. But also special heart fuck you to all you assholes. Oh my God. He's wrong. Every one of you now who remember when you guys said I was the bad guy, and now the people you voted for are putting your children at risk and you at risk, and you don't really own your property in these towns. You got to pay, what is it, $10,000 a year for an average property now? Yeah, and then you send your kids to school and don't learn anything, right? Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you got what you deserved, and it's beautiful. It's great. I have a dream. You know what my dream is? Is that the younger generations, like, I'm not saying I'll become June and Ward Cleaver again, but the thing that would really piss off the Democrats the most is if you girls and guys got good looking, you girls started wearing dresses and being pretty. All that pissed the feminists off. And then you guys got in shape, and then you all started having sex or dating or enjoying each other. Like, if the sex war ended, that pissed off the left so much. I'd be out of a job. I'd be happy to see it. Like, all these kids having fun, falling in love, and treating each other nice. Look at that. Isn't it? My God, they're even having sex. Look at that girl. She's got long hair and no tattoos. You piss off all the right people, because you know why? Because you'd be living a better life than they ever could. They don't want to be reminded that they chose a life of misery, parasitism, anger, hatred, rage, envy. And there you are out there having fun, being a pretty couple, whatever. Oh my God, if you had kids, whoa, and stayed married with the husband, like there. And way back, well, not for long in my day, it was a short-lived event, but before my time, did you know that fathers were in the house? Wow! Oh my God, kids had their fathers. How evil. And did you know women didn't outsource their kids to complete rando strangers called daycare? Women actually stayed home and take care of them. I know, it was crazy. Like, get this. No, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. Parents actually loved their kids back in the day. It is like ancient history, right? It's generations ago. But at one time, parents loved their kids. Then the Democrats came and says, no, divorce your husband and outsource your kid to us government finance daycare people and the teachers, and we will teach your children to hate you and hate America. Sounds pretty fucking evil, and I don't know, stupid to me. Do you see it? Do you all see it now? I'm not saying the Republicans are fucking Dudley Do-Right. I'm not saying Trump is our Lord and Savior. I told you, you were going to save yourselves by becoming an excellent person. Good school, good grades, good degree, hard work, save money, stay thin and be... Dude, nothing pisses people off more if you're getting laid. by good-looking people. Remember that. That's how you're going to save yourself. The Republicans are not going to provide that for you. You have to provide that for you. But you know what? The Republicans get off your ass. Republicans won't tax you 38%. Republicans aren't going to let a bunch of fucking immigrants in, take your jobs, and then lecture you, oh, you just don't like that type of person. No, I like those people just fine. They should be back in their own country, making their own country great. And yes, some immigrants maybe come in because of your skills and have them. It's a different economic argument. The Republicans aren't going to shoot you if they disagree with you. The irony, the Democrats accuse the Republicans of fascism, but then they're the real fascists. The Republicans aren't going to cancel you. The Republicans probably would have hot girls with big tits in their video games. Or they wouldn't, they're not going to make shit movies. Well, actually, Republicans would make shit movies because Republicans aren't terribly artistic. So the movies wouldn't have propaganda. They'd just not be that good. Which I guess is better than what they got now because the movies aren't that good either. And they got leftist propaganda. I mean, the Republicans can't just leave you alone and not lecture you. What happened to the comments before about Republicans and Democrats are the same thing? They're the same thing. They're the same thing. Yeah, that's why I don't make the vote for that. They're the same thing. Oh, are they now? I'm not even that big of a Republican. I just how can you see how evil the Democrats are? They're not the touchy-huggy-feely party. They hate you. They want you enslaved. They want votes so they don't have to work above all else. If you ever wonder why the communist people would kill different communist leaders would kill each other, that's why. Because if their team didn't get in, their power sect didn't become the premier, they'd be working in the fields. Never mind. Let's go to the super chats. ZDM, $10, longtime watcher. Do you think the U.S. is cooked? The fundamental says it is, but then I look at the rest of the world, I'm like, maybe the U.S. world reserve currency will maintain itself for a while. Like, again, we're the last horse in the glue factory. I hedge against that, obviously by investing in inflation hedging assets. But the only thing I don't have is property overseas, which is what I'll be probably working on. Everything's been a downward spiral since COVID. Since COVID, try 1965. I keep thinking it can get worse, and it does. Yeah. Hey, look, Andrew Bronca, he hung out. $10. Imagine the scent of that finger. I hope you're enjoying your motorcycle ride. Hey, if you guys haven't subscribed to his show, he's got a bigger channel than me. He's on all the big. He was on with Pearl and Fresh and Fit. Ken Rose, $2. He says, hello. Thank you, Ken. Dasha Tekelov, $5. The Democrats were the Confederates, KKK, Jim Crow welfare state. They are the worst. Yes, they are. They were then and they are now. About the only time I'll give them a little bit of credit is when they were like somewhat of a labor party. What would that be? 30s, 40s to maybe the 70s, 80s. I'll give you up to the 80s. Ken Rose, $5. Even cap me. The reactions were just as unsettling as the deletion itself. What is going on in America? What's going on is what should have. You can't send 3 generations of children to schools that teach them to hate America, hate white people, hate males, whatever, hate Christians, whatever, standard divide and conquer, and then think this isn't going to happen. They are radicalized. The Democrats, the Democrat Party did not pull the trigger. They just programmed the guy to. And the criminals to commit the crime, and the criminals to burn down buildings, and people to default on their loans, and. And you all thought I was just here to help the little people. Oh, come on, you just gotta agree to disagree. Why is he attacking me? Why did my property taxes go up? Why can't I find a job? Blurglide, $1. He says, hi. Hello, Blurglide. Mason, $2. Any chance you can make Vlad Elkins a moderator? Isn't he? Do I got to moderate some shit? I'll go through it and ban some people. Well, let's take a look. Is there someone bothering me? I don't really take a look. Hey, look who's here. I know her. Chad, are you a moderator? No. I don't see anyone acting the fool. Yeah, I don't know. Is there someone not a mod yet? Communist. You have 3 libs in chat. Well, what are their names? I mean, they can say what they want to say, but normally we don't have. Good Lord. Our moms teach us, Dave, Mike Obama. I don't know. It's the future. Trying to ping you. Best podcast. I'll get to the rest of the super chats. I just, if someone's bothering you, I'll get in there. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. Tax Josina. Tax. All right, let's go. Tax and Matt. Yeah, he's been talking too much. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Even if it's not trolling, if it's like just too much. All right. You know who doesn't get banned? People give super chats. So look at them. If you want to insult me, you could pay super chats and I'll read it. Any chance Vlad Elkins, moderator? No, okay, I think we took care of it. Reed, 20 generous dollars. One of the biggest things I see is women shaming other women for not being empathetic, which is one of their number one things. His wife did a great job addressing his death earlier today. There's your strong woman and icon. Well, if she's married and she has kids, she's probably happier than your average woman and much more independent minded, obviously. Because remember, girls, young Gen Z girls, let me yours. It's wrong for you to want to have kids. It's wrong for you to want to fall in love and have a man. That's bad. You should become a girl boss and go into debt for a worthless degree and be impoverished the rest of your life. And you should go into debt more to go and buy things. Things are really important. If you have kids, don't raise them. Send them to some rando. Eco, $5 corrections. Biden's handlers. Dude can't even wipe his ass anymore. I know. Isn't it funny? Like, dude, they stuck next to that guy the entire time. What the fuck, Dave? $2. Who's making all the noise? I don't know. But thanks for the $2. All right. There you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Oh, I don't have anything linked below, I don't think. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.